Hey, how's it going? Adrienne Elise here. Just wanted to pop in and talk to you about what's going on. Tomorrow, Venus and Mercury, they've been close, but they're coming into their exact conjunction with Chiron. And so this is really super potent because Mercury and Venus and Chiron are there at these end of Pisces. And this is there's a lot of really powerful emotion and energy coming up. We also have the Sun and Neptune together in Pisces and Jupiter stationing retrograde in Scorpio. So a lot of people are feeling really emotional right now, really triggered in regrets and past pain and stuff coming up. But it's really important to recognize that we're in the death cycle part of the zodiac. Okay, so we're just about to move into the spring. And so just next week, on the 6th, 7th, Mercury and Venus will move in to the sign of Aries. So it'll be very different and way more fiery and empowering. But right now, with Mercury and Venus together, Mercury wants to understand, and it's our day-to-day conceptual reality, and Venus is our value system, what really matters to us, and also representing the feminine, the female within us. And with Chiron there, it's the wounded healer, and we're looking at trying to understand the wounds of the feminine. We all have masculine and feminine within us, and where these wounds of the feminine are coming up is where we haven't felt valued for who we really are. So that can be around our sensitivity, our emotionality, our artistry, our creativity, our intuitive, empathic abilities. And so we're kind of finding these uncomfortable places, especially with Jupiter about to station retrograde. It's just hanging out right there at the same degree in Scorpio going into this retrograde. It's the only planet stationing. We have had all planets direct for the last couple months, and that's been like, whoa. It's like we've been moving so fast, it doesn't feel like we're moving at all. A very interesting delusion in this time of Pisces delusional confusion energy. But right now we are looking at the wounded feminine, and in the collective, kind of like where we haven't valued these core level values of compassion and sweetness and caring for each other, and where that's so lost in our society, and then in our individual where we have not valued ourselves. And so that hasn't allowed the universe or the world to value ourselves. So we're kind of looking at these places. There's a lot of past regret and grief. This is just kind of the Pisces energy, the end degrees of Pisces coming up. And Chiron's been in Pisces. Now Chiron's making a big move into Aries in next month in April. And so this is a huge shift of energy for us, of going from this kind of Piscean energy. Has to do with a lot of the mythology around it is this conformity energy and the energy of religion, the one God energy used to control us. Like, if you don't believe the way we believe, then we're probably just going to kill you, right? And so this is the darkest times of, the medieval stories that happened around that time, of persecution, religious persecution, and of witches and heretics and Protestants, Catholics, whichever side you were on. If you don't believe like us, then we should probably kill you. These issues of victimhood and energies of distortions, what I would call distortions of the Christ mythology, saying that we're here to suffer, we need a savior, we're victims to our reality, and that's a bunch of BS. And so we're really going into this right now. And so I don't know anybody that's not feeling attacked or victimized or overly sensitive. And it's just part of this death process that we're in right now, so that we can move into the empowerment of Mercury and Venus moving into Aries, and then the Sun moving into Aries, and later this month for the spring equinox, and then Chiron's can move into Aries. And Aries is like, no bullshit. I get to do it my way or the highway. And it's about confidence, and it's about moving forward. It's about fighting for your right to be who you are. And it's a very, very different energy. So it's like, make the most of this really watery time, because with all these plants and water, it's really emotional, but it's also just like this great opportunity to release these deeper wounds, just stuff like, let the tears flow. It's like a lot of times emotions just come up and you're sad for no reason. You don't even need to know, maybe it's the neighbor that's sad. Maybe it's a collective consciousness, maybe it's a past life energy, but it's really great time to just let yourself have space to release. So this is the deal though that's coming up with Neptune and the Sun conjunction. The Sun is our kind of identity, who we see ourselves to be, and coming up with Neptune in Pisces. Neptune is about our spiritual connection to that oneness. And so with this Chiron, Mercury, Venus, we're reevaluating where the wounds of the Piscean age and opening up to a new, different spiritual connection, that we are a part of the one. We don't have to like believe a certain way to be a part of the one. We are all inherently part of the one, because that's what is the energy that created us. We're a fractal of the universe. We're existing as God consciousness. And so this is a beautiful energy available to us right now. But I'm finding that people, if you're going to open to this new spiritual identity and a new spiritual awareness, which we so badly need on the planet right now, there is a spiritual awakening trying to happen. But what you have to come into contact first with, what happens is this illusion of separation. And so inherently in opening up to a spiritual connection, you come across this deep loneliness, and it's a total illusion, because if we're all part of the same whole, we're whole, that means we're whole and complete in ourselves, that our source is within, and we're all connected. But we've been told something very different, that we're kind of dropped off here in this reality and fend for yourself. Good luck with everything. And we'll work against you at every turn, and don't get to have any real soul team member friends that really support you, that believe, that kind of have gone through similar experiences in past lives. But this is all changing. And it's like we can reach out behind this, beyond the stories that we've been told, and feel this greater connection. But we're going to have to be willing to face these feelings of separation and loneliness, which is a total illusion. So let's just take a minute, right? Like, let's just take a minute, take a deep breath, and feel yourself right here, right now, in this moment. Feel yourself as, what I'm seeing is a picture of a star in your heart, in the area of the heart. And this is kind of like saying that, we all have the light of God, consciousness, creator, our higher selves, whatever you want to call it, within us at all times. We've just been programmed to think that we don't, so that we can be controlled and fed upon and kept in poverty and trauma. Okay, so let's go ahead and just break through this illusion and just breathe into your heart. Feel this golden sun star that you are, and it's radiating out, and it's kind of growing as you breathe into your heart, and it's breathing into your personal power chakra, your chi. It's activating your chi. It's activating your higher centers of knowledge as it gets up into your higher chakras. And then just feel that you have a field around you. It's like you are the sun. And it's interesting because it's like we have these chemtrails and all this kind of weird weather and all this stuff. It's like, are they trying to block us from the sun? Like, the sun is like our messages from the higher realms coming through our sun. And it's like, guess what? Like, we're the source of that. We can resonate in our heart at this higher vibrational frequency that we've been trying to get from outside of ourselves, and we can be the sun for each other. So just feel yourself completely at one with the truth of the most beautiful force, the creation of the universe, which is, guess what? The best word you can put on it is love. The best way it looks is like joy. And so just feel that in your heart, and just kind of know, when these feelings of death process and grief, it's opening you up to a deeper, more real, more truly valued place in the world, more real spiritual identity that can help you, strengthen you to move through whatever it is that's is on the path in front of you. So good luck with these next few days. Let the tears come, and let those old wounds come up where you have programmed shame. A lot of what's coming up is shame around the feminine. So we all have the feminine, and it's like we've been kind of taught that that's a weaker side of ourselves. It's not really valuable. It's not going to make you money out there in the world. And it's like, actually that's what our world needs, is this more of this balance of compassion, and it's so valuable. And and people who are sensitive and empathic are so valuable. We're all valuable, but it's like we've got to release all of this program shame through the persecution of the female. We've all been men and women in our incarnations, you know, so we've got to release this past life wounds, ancestral wounds of persecution of the female and the feminine, and claim that back, and then have this revolution of the self as we move into all this Aries energy starting next week. So have a great weekend. Until next time, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.